Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, today we're going to be talking about Serrano ham. I picked this up at Costco. I'd seen them there for the last few weeks leading up to the holiday season. Of course, I've had Serrano ham and the Iberico ham in Spain. Really delicious. Had never seen them here, very expensive. You can find these on Amazon from Noel, just like this, for $160, I think. At Costco it was $99, so a deal there. And we'll do an unboxing and put together, it's the ham, the stand, and a knife. We'll do an unboxing, we'll put it all together, and then we'll carve it up and see how it tastes. So first things first, let's get this thing open. Open. We have a box with all the various parts, it appears. We have the knife that comes with it. And the ham itself, which is very heavy. It's about a 14-pound ham. You see here, packaged in plastic. We do have the directions that got away from me here. So if you're not familiar with these Spanish hams, this thing is nothing more than ham and salt. It's cured with salt. This particular one, the Serrano variety, is cured and processed and hung up for 12 to 15 months. Now the Iberico, which is the black-footed hams from a different region of Spain, they're more expensive because they'll be processed and cured for up to 4 or 5 years. But this looks like it's going to be really good. If we pop the box open here, it comes with a stand. We have some various parts here. The base itself, and then the tools. Okay, so first things first is we will attach the stand to the base using an Allen wrench, and I'm sure I will fast forward through this part. Okay, with that on, now we attach this top ring with a bolt and a nut. And this only is going to be on there loosely because it'll need to swing back and forth to hold the leg here. Tighten it down. Then down from the top, you put this with a little spiked end there that is going to go down and hold the leg in when we get to that part. Okay, and then this one again has a little spike on the top. It will go up from underneath here. Okay, there we have the stand. Okay, we'll check out the knife. Got a little. It's a long, thin, flexible, kind of akin to a fillet knife. Fairly sharp. So next is to remove the plastic from the ham itself. When we set it up, we're going to place it in the rack this way with the rounded part at the top. There's 4 separate sections. There's what they call the maza, which is the cushion, the punta, which is the rump. The lower part is called the fore cushion, or the contramaza, and then the shank. And then inside are actually 4 bones. The tibia fibia is up here, the femur, and then there's actually a hip bone here. And so we will place it in and cut down this way. Then when you get all the way down, halfway down, you would take it out, flip it over, and start cutting more off. So let's see about taking this wrapper off. And there she is. As you can see, you can smell it. He's covered here in a thick layer of fat, almost like wax, but it's fat. Seems to help if you tip it up if you don't have anybody helping you. This sits down there. This guy now gets screwed down. And there you have it. Next step is to cut away, it's called opening up the ham. You cut away the skin and the fat to start to expose the ham itself. And what they say you want to do is have some long strips of fat like this. That you save and put aside to use as a cover for the ham that you haven't eaten, to help keep it moist. So these first few cuts will be important to keep. And they say you want to leave a fair amount of the fat on. And I have to be very careful here because this knife is sharp and I'm liable to cut myself. So you leave the fat on to keep the full flavor. So these nice big long pieces are going to end up being a protective layer. So believe it or not, this is one of the things that kind of had me a little hesitant to get this, is they say that this can be kept at room temperature, around 70 degrees, for a month or more after you started cutting it. And what you would do is when you're done cutting, you lay these pieces back on, cover it with a towel, keep it in a cool room, at least under 70. And there's a possibility of having some mold after a week or so that would grow on, but that's part of the natural process. They say you just cut the mold away, discard that, and go right back to enjoying your ham. There's a really good, I did look at a couple different videos about how to do this. As you saw, this is from Noel, is the company that made this ham. They have a really good tutorial on YouTube that talks about the proper way to carve the ham and keep the ham. I'm still working on this fat layer before I try it. And they cut all the way down here and all the way around. I don't think I'll do that right now. I just want to expose some of the actual meat so you guys can see it before I start cutting it. But that tutorial that I'll link gives a really good explanation of how to cut the ham. At this point you want to cut it very flat across the top, so you're working your way this way, and then when you get about halfway down you would flip it, cut the bottom, and then when that is almost done you flip it sideways, and so on to get to what you want. So the key is having a very thin slice. That's probably too thick. Still has some. So you want to have very thin slices. You just want to work your knife across like this. Let's see what this tastes like. It's really very good. It's not as salty as I would have thought. It has a slightly more delicate flavor, which I understand is the case with the Serranos especially. The Ibericos, which are the more expensive ones, a different type of pig, are very, those pigs are finished the last few months of their lives on a diet strictly of acorns, and they're free ranging acorns and grass and whatnot. And so everyone has a little bit different flavor, the different styles. But this is really good. For those of you, if you're like me, that enjoy a charcuterie plate, putting them together, cheeses, various meats, some fruit, a nice glass of wine, really good, especially around the holidays. But there's a lot of times my wife and I will just have something like that for dinner and be very happy with it. I'm actually pretty happy with this knife as well. It's sharp, it's doing the job that it was designed for, obviously. I'm gonna do this all night. So, I think we're gonna declare victory on this. It's a beautiful ham, worth $100. Nice thing to have for the holidays. We're gonna have a killer charcuterie plate put together for this. I'll let you know in the comments how long the thing lasts. I expect it'll take a while for my wife and I to get through this. We will have some family over during the holidays, and I'm sure we'll make a big dent in it then. So if you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell button. Leave a comment down below if you've tried this type of ham before, and we'll see you again here next time in the arena.